Kenyan woman, Mary Mukulu Mbiti, who is a suspect in the murder of her child, yesterday caused a spectacle outside the Machakos law courts, where she started bleating like a goat. Mary Mukulu Mbiti was set to appear for hearing of her case at the High Court, but before hearing could begin, she began bleating like a goat outside the court's premises. The strange turn of events, which continued for about an hour, attracted a large crowd as word quickly spread.
The woman later asked for some oil, after which she reportedly stopped producing the strange sounds. The suspect, who hails from Mbe village in Kathiani, was said to have strangled her 2-year-old daughter to death on January 20th, 2022. Let's take a look at the video. Joining us live from Ukambani region, Kenya, to discuss this further is investigative journalist George Owetti. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Do we have you, George? Okay, whilst we're trying to connect with George, I would say
yes, I'm here.
Oh, great. Thank you very much for joining us. This is a rather strange occurrence. Can you give us an insight into what actually happened?
Just the way you've rightly said, this is a woman who is suspected to have murdered her own son, her own daughter, some time back, and then now she was she had appeared in court for mention after earlier taking plea at Machakos law courts. So before her, she got to the dock to testify, she strangely started bleating like a goat. This forced the court session to be adjourned, and lots of crowd thronged the court premises. And the judge who was to hear a case gave a warrant of arrest, only to realize that the husband had reported that she'd gone in the incident that had happened. So the husband pleaded with the court for leniency so that he could take her to court, not to court but to hospital. So the judge decided to lift the warrant of arrest and reschedule the next mention for 27th of April. Briefly, that's what happened.
Yeah. So the husband requested to take her to the hospital.
Yes.
Okay. So is there any updates on what has happened after that? Did the bleeding stop? Is this a medical condition? I don't even understand this.
We also don't understand. Some people say that it could be witches, but the question is that if she's the one who is accused to have murdered the daughter, then how comes that now she develops that she gets bewitched to behave that way instead of getting to court? So it's an issue that everybody is still grappling to have answers to. Though locals claim that it could be some witches or something like that. So we are still trying to investigate to find out whether the condition, whether some also think that she was pretending, though we've confirmed that it's a condition that just happened. She never did it on her own volition, like in pretense.
Well, the husband did mention that his wife had mental health conditions, and I'm asking if this maybe would spark up more conversations about mental health in Kenya. And I'd like you to maybe give us an insight into what the situation is. Is there enough awareness and support for people dealing with mental health challenges in Kenya?
Mental health issues is a global problem, and everybody is grappling with the issue. including journalists and police officers, and the rates of the rates of people actually getting into troubles with mental health, out of mental health issues, is on the rise. We've reported so many cases whereby girlfriend, boyfriend kills, or rather police officer kills self, or rather kills girlfriend, then turns the gun on himself. We've done lots of stories on woman, or rather man, killing or rather stabbing girlfriend to death. And all these issues, or rather incidences, have always been linked to issues of mental health. So mental health issues it's a big issue. It cuts across, and people are really suffering with no adequate mental health services to provide to the local citizens.
If you know much about
it's a big issue,
the legal system in Kenya, do you think mental health, can be presented in court, as, will that be able to change the direction of this case?
Of course, because the way the court process goes is that whenever one is suspected or rather accused or rather charged with issues of murder or such kind of capital offenses, the court always requests for the suspect to be taken through mental assessment, so that it's confirmed whether she or he is stable-minded, or rather is in good or stable mind to stand trial. And in such matters, the probation department, we have a department known as probation department that is always tasked by the court with assistance of investigating officers to go and check on whether to take this suspect through mental assessment in credible, accredited medical facilities, the other government hospitals, so that they confirm whether the person is of stable mind and should stand trial. So in this case, what we foresee, or rather what we expect, is that this particular suspect in question will be taken to hospital for mental assessment before she again gets back to court. But I think now in the next mention that has been scheduled is where now the judge is most likely to give the direction of mental assessment.
George, can you tell us what is uchawi?
Uchawi is a Swahili word that means what do I call it? Uchawi is witchcraft. It means witchcraft.
Okay.
But again, it's so tricky in this case, because if it were that the woman is not the prime suspect in the murder of or rather strangling the daughter to death, if it were that to a third party who had done so, then definitely uchawi could really be linked with this. But now the question is, how comes that the daughter was her own, from her own womb, and then again she's the one who is bewitched? It also raises eyebrows. It's so bizarre.
All right. George, thank you so much for your time this morning. Very, very bizarre story, but thanks for sharing with us. We want to see where this leads.